Hey everybody, this is IndieGeek, and today I am taking a look at 10-Second Ninja. So this is a game from Game Design Dan, and basically the idea behind the game is that you have 10 seconds to kind of solve each level. It almost works out as kind of a puzzle game, and that'll make more sense as we go through. I did record this video already once, but I'm re-recording it now. Mostly because since my first recording I have 100% completed the game, and I've kind of collected my thoughts on the game a little bit more. And I wanted to give you guys kind of my finalized thoughts on the game. So with that, I am going to jump in and kind of show you what's going on. So each world here, right, has 8 levels. And then your times on the 8 levels combine into your one time, which is the time that you get on the leaderboards. So as you can see, not only have I beaten everything now, but I've spent quite a bit of time actually grinding a couple of these, specifically the bonus world where, strangely enough, I am now number 1, which I don't think that's ever happened to me in my life on any game, so that's pretty wild. But I think kinda what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna jump in and kind of show you what's going on. So that's, I mean, that's really 10-Second Ninja in a nutshell. So basically, we jump into the level. So all I did there was I clicked to retry just to kind of show you guys a little more what's going on. So we jump into the level, and as soon as we start moving, then we've got 10 seconds to finish the level. Right? So, say I take a while. So I only got 1 star that time. But then, the goal, of course, is to improve your time playing the level over and over and over again until you can get 3 stars, which this one is, considering it's the first level, it's like surprisingly optimized. So you can see I've missed it by like 2/100ths of a second a couple times now. But this is where kind of the meat of the game comes from, is just you know, grinding these times over and over to get better and better. Because like you saw there, I've gotten a 1.98, but I couldn't even get 3 stars again there. You know, that would require me to just kind of sit and grind it again. And that's kind of, that's kind of the point, because none of these levels are too difficult to beat in 10 seconds. Where the difficulty comes is beating it fast enough to get all 3 stars, and then getting even faster than that. And that's really what this game is going to become. So I'm just going to kind of casually play through the first world here. I'm not going to worry too much about my times, because if I do that, then I won't be able to commentate. But you know, it's definitely a really great game, and it's one of the few games ever that I've really felt was worth kind of grinding times, because normally that is not something that I would ever do. So yeah, I mean, sorry if you were coming here for like optimized play. That is not what we have here. And then this is kind of goes along with the story behind the game, which I haven't really touched on yet. So the story is that our kind of arch nemesis is Robot Hitler. Robot Hitler has an army of robot Nazis, which of course we have seen around, right? Yeah, I don't really want to show off too much of the late stuff. Maybe I'll do a little bit of the canyon and then kind of leave it there. But, you know, that's kind of the story in a nutshell. It's just supposed to be, you know, some good fun. There's, you know, it's not a serious story. It's got a lot of humor in it. There are cutscenes, but I'm not really going to show any of them off today because I don't really feel that they are necessary to kind of show off in this. I think probably seeing the gameplay is more telling of of what you're getting here. And I definitely feel that this game is worth the cost, which I guess I haven't mentioned yet. But it is going to be normally $10. It's on sale for the first week for $7.50, I believe. And of course I will put the links in the description to the Steam page where you can buy the game. And if I haven't mentioned, it comes out on March 5th. So that's the other weird thing, is that I'm putting this video out a few days before it comes out, mostly because this game is going to blow up. That's kind of my prediction right now. I get the same feeling when I'm playing this that I got like the first time I played Meat Boy. And like way back when everyone was posting videos of Meat Boy on YouTube, and everyone was trying to get the best times and everything on Meat Boy. And that's super cool. You know, I'm glad that we get that same feeling. You know, that I get that same feeling from this. But I think like I get that even more so with this game. It really just makes me want to kind of keep playing these levels. Like I know even with the times I have there, I don't think there's a single level in the entire game that I've completely optimized. I think there are definitely going to be ways to do it faster. I think this is going to be a game that speedrunners are going to love to try and speedrun. I think... Okay, well, I mean, I guess I'll kind of explain this. It looks like, really, it's only been me and the game designer who've actually finished this mode, which is kind of cool. Hard mode just sets you with the total amount of time for all the levels, and you have to just go through them straight through, like 1 to 40. And it's pretty wild. So you get 240 seconds, so you can see that I was pretty close. And that's definitely like a mode that I want to grind. I might do like a small Let's Play series, just kind of grinding that mode, because I think that could be pretty fun. But you know, this is kind of a good example of where this game is going to kind of be long-lasting. And unfortunately, you know, I just woke up and I played like 4 hours of this last night. It is one of those games where you kind of wake up and are a little rusty the next morning. It's almost got kind of a daily learning curve to it. Just because you kind of have to get into the feel of everything again. But I guess I haven't really talked about some of the things I normally talk about. Music-wise, it's not really my cup of tea for music, but I think it works for the game. Art-wise, I really like it. Like I said, I get kind of that Super Meat Boy feel from it, and that's super cool. I love Super Meat Boys, so that definitely works with me. And then, kind of the biggest thing I want to talk about is the design aspect of the game. I think it's just designed so well. Like, I mean, really, no game has ever made me like grind for times before. So the fact that I'm doing that willingly in this game really says a lot about it. And the other thing is that, considering it's a game where we only get 10 seconds a level, it's surprising like how methodical and strategic you have to be about everything. And I think that really speaks to how well it's designed as a game. Because, you know, normally if you've got something fast, then it's not really going to be optimized. But you start to get in this groove where even when you're finishing a level in like 3 seconds, you're shooting to get like 2/100ths of a second faster, and that feels like a big difference, and that's just like wild to me. And I guess it's because I've never actually like done a speedrun of any games. I've thought about it, I've started Super Metroid, but never really finished it. I love watching speedruns, but like this is the first time that I've really gotten the feeling like, hey, maybe I could do this, you know? It's kind of wild. And of course, you know, the game is not out yet, and when it releases, I'm sure everyone's leaderboard times are just going to get wrecked. But that's, you know, that's part of the fun. It'll be fun to kind of see that happen, and then see us all kind of try and get our leaderboard spots back if possible. But you know, I mean, that kind of wraps up my thoughts on the game for the most part. I think it's really, really great. I think it's definitely worth the cost of admission here. I think that you will get a lot of time out of it. I've only had it for a day or two, and I think I've played 6 hours of it. So it is definitely going to be a game that I'm going to put a lot of time into, and I imagine you probably will too. I think most people are going to be into this. I think a lot of people are going to pick it up. I think a lot of people are going to be into it on a competitive level, trying to get the best times, and I think that's awesome. I think it's going to have kind of a really long-lasting kind of community to it, just because of the way the times work, you know, because it doesn't give you leaderboards for individual levels, so you're kind of left in the dark. You don't really know if perhaps there's one level that you're like way behind other people on, and I think that's kind of my case right now, is there's probably quite a few levels that I could really, really improve. And you know, that's kind of what I'm feeling like, and I will probably spend time trying to improve those levels. I think it's going to be fun when I start seeing other people's videos and kind of seeing what I'm doing wrong, because you know, even with some pretty high leaderboard spots, I feel like some of my times are really bad, so it definitely needs to be optimized still. But like I said, it's a super great game. Game Design Dan is awesome. He also made Castles in the Sky, of course, which is another game I love. Totally different, but yeah, so this game gets my absolute glowing recommendation. Sorry, I didn't really want to show off too much of the game in the in the impressions video, because some of the fun in some of the later levels is just figuring out how to do it. So yeah, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up here. So as always, feel free to leave comments if there's anything that you'd like to comment on. Subscribe to the channel to see more of my videos every single day. And if you liked my video on 10-Second Ninja, please consider clicking the like button, because that could help me out a lot. I appreciate everything that you do to help. So with all of that being said, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.